Hi guys, very good morning. I hope you are getting my voice. Uh, Hi Shirisha. Just started just 2 minutes. Just setting up my YouTube. Just one second. So in just 1 minute, just go through the code just once. Okay, and this is the actual code we will be doing for this particular web page. Okay, so we'll at last we'll be doing this project also, small project, and we'll be covering everything. Means for today we'll be covering the basics, and with the basics of the project we'll be covering the props. Okay, why we'll be using props. Okay, and so whatever the keywords, whatever the things we are using about the React, we'll be using those things, and what are these data.json or movie.json, and a brief about this project also we'll be doing. Okay, so just go through this one just 1 minute, and in 1 minute we'll be starting. Yeah, so we are live also. If someone wants, I'll just give me once again. I'll be sharing the link also, so you can get all your. Just a second. Okay. Okay. So here I just send you the link also for YouTube. If someone wants, they can go with the YouTube also. You can share it with your friends also. Okay. So you all know how to create the React project, right? So till the time we'll be starting, we'll keep one project to ready. Okay. Once that project will be ready, we'll use going with that project also. I think this project is empty only, so we'll do this one only. I think, yeah. Okay. So very good morning. I hope you are all audible. Okay. Am I audible? Am I audible to you guys? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So will be covering like how to create a component, how what is the life cycle of a component. Okay. We'll be covering what is functional component, what is class level component, class based component. We'll be covering how to import, how to export things. Okay. What are the rules for exporting a data, how to export a component, and how you can use the one component at a multiple places. Okay. So that's what happens with the React.js. Like, okay, in React.js, we'll be doing all the things like whatever code we are doing, whatever components we are creating, we can reuse that component, right? So that's the best thing. And for every component, we'll be creating separate files, separate things. Okay. So we'll be discussing everything. Okay. And for my sessions, I'll suggest you, if you guys in at least a basic of your HTML, at least a basic of your JavaScript, at least you know the basics of your CSS. So that will be fine, and we can go through more and more things later on. Okay. So first of all, I'll open the notepad, and notepad will have steps. Okay, will you how things will function, how to, and what we call what. Okay. So okay. So for now, we'll be going with the functional components, right? functional components. And functional components, what we do? Can anyone tell me? We'll be creating one function, right? So in functional components, we are creating one function. Now, how to create a function? Can anyone? Okay, no issues. So in normally what we do, we'll be creating one function. We'll write the function. Okay, function keyword. We'll write the component one or something, whatever we want to write, and after that we'll be writing this. Okay, so this is function. Now inside the function we'll be returning something if you want to return, and if you want to return, it will be inside this, and after this. So that's how we are creating the function. This is the basic syntax of the function. Okay. Suresh, your voice is not audible. You're on mute. Do unmute, please. Okay. So that's how we'll be creating one function, right? Now inside function, what we do, sir, we'll be using this encapsulations, right? Now this is so what you call this. What you call this? A fragment. You're calling encapsulation. You're calling it a empty tags. Okay. But why do we need this? So whatever we are writing inside this is called JSX. Okay. So if you notice here, whatever projects I have created, I'll show you here. Okay, so if you see here, I'm writing about .jsx. Okay, and one more thing, if someone is doing the code or whatever, doing if you are doing along with us, okay, do you are seeing this, right? Babel JavaScript. So whenever you're creating some code, whenever you're writing some code for React.js, make sure your Babel JavaScript is should be changed with the one second. It should be changed with the React JavaScript. React JavaScript. Okay, so you can see here JavaScript React is there, right? So if you click here, what it will do, it will create now JavaScript React. Now, what's the benefit of being React JS or like something, right? What's the benefit? Why we'll be using like this? So the benefit will be you'll be getting like let's suppose you have to create one function, right? So you can just write RASCE React arrow function export component. So you'll be getting this kind of things. I'll tell you with like well in the real in project also I'll tell you how to do all things. Okay. So you don't have to worry about things and more contents, more and more. Okay, will make your life for React will be easy. Means after a session of 4 weeks, you will be at next level and you can compete easily with the guy who is having 1 year of experience or 1.5 years of experience. Okay, real time experience I'm talking about. Okay, logics I'm not talking about. Logics will be about you only. So with concepts and with all the things, you will be at 1 year or 1.5 years of experience. Okay. Now, so what is this JSX? Okay. So in JSX, what happens? We will be writing the JavaScript code, right? JavaScript code. But inside JavaScript, we will be writing HTML. That's what a JSX called as. Okay. JavaScript plus HTML we are there. Uh, See, whoever gets admitted, please will admit you, but every time it's not possible. That's why I shared the links, right? Okay, it's JavaScript. So JavaScript is not all about like only a validation thing or all the things. So JavaScript, what it does, JavaScript is a single-threaded scripting language. Okay, JavaScript is a single-threaded. One second. Single-threaded scripting language. Now, in Java, we are having multiple threads, right? we can use multiple threads. So Java is a multiple threading. In Java we can do multiple threading, and that's the only reason like most of the application, most of the things are in Java. But if you notice, 95% of the websites are using JavaScript. But why? Can anyone? Even though this is a single threading application, single threading framework or single threading language, then why 95%, 99% websites do use JavaScript? And if you notice, you'll get the JavaScript codes on a live also. Like if you open some website, you'll get it directly. So it's not even covering your code. It's only for validation and all these things. Really? No. So JavaScript, what it does, JavaScript is a single-threaded scripting language, but it provides async nature. Now, wherever you need, it will give you async. Now, you know the asynchronization, right? Async means asynchronization. It will give you some methods, async, await, and all these methods that come from the JavaScript just for the just to support the multi-threading. Okay, so it's directly not supporting multi-threading, but it will, because of the use of this async. Okay, or you can use await to wait. Okay, so you have this some methods, you can use it, and so that with these methods, what you can do, you can use like multiple things at a time. Okay, now JavaScript only supports browser. Okay, it only supports browser. Then why we are bring it in, like how it is working in our mobile phones or like everywhere is JavaScript, right? So why in React we say like React we can do backend and front end both, but how? But JavaScript only supports because of some specific methods, some specific things that we can do additionally with the JavaScript. That's the only reason we can do everything with the JavaScript. Whatever we can do with the Java, we can do with the JavaScript also. Okay. So because it's a single threaded application language, so we need to work a little bit more on this. Okay. Now let's come back to React. Okay, I think these many things is like okay for you to know in JavaScript, and validations you guys already know, right? So we'll not be covering HTML because HTML is very basic thing, and I think you all know these things, right? Okay, so that's how you create a function. Now after creating a function, you will be exporting, right? So we can use export in two ways. First, we can write it like export component one. Okay, that's it. But in another way, we can write export default component one. Now here I have written two things, right? First one is export component one. Another one is export default component one. Okay. Now how these things function? Now you're writing export default component one. Okay. Main or what it is. Let's say it is a child component. Let's say it is a parent component, or it's a child component. It will only take component data. You're using it using this. Okay? Let's suppose you have written component one, then after you control C, copied, and you're writing component 2, you're writing component 3, and so on. Now how you will be using in the next part? You have exported 3 or 4 components, but in class or like whatever sir has teach you, you might have noticed like he only used the export default component 1. That's it. One single component you're exporting from one single page. But there is a possibility like in a single page you'll be writing n number of functions, right? So you have to take each and every function. You have to dig each and every function. You have to export each and every function. You have to import, you have to export all the things, right? Now how these things function, right? Let's suppose I created one more section. Okay, and this is my, so okay, now here I'll be writing the import statements. Okay, now I'm writing import. Now what I am doing, let's suppose I have three functions, right? We have three functions here, right? Now let's make it 5. Okay, function component 5. So what we'll do, we'll be writing component 1, comma, component 2, comma, component 3. Okay. Now what's the file name, sir? From whatever the file name it is. Okay. So we'll be doing like this and file name. Okay. And we'll close it. So that's how we can import a number of functions and like a number of functions in different pages, and we can export now in this way also you can do. Another way you can do in this way. So just remove this. Okay, control X. Okay, component 1 comma component 2 comma component 3. Now, so here we have three rules, so we can do in three different ways to export, right? As I told you, if you want to export multiple functions, you have to use this way or the previous way that we have discussed earlier. Okay. If you are doing like in this way, you will be exporting only one component at a time. Else, you have to write a number of components. Okay. So default will be like it will take the parent component. That's it. On whatever component you have mentioned, that component will, and it will not function. Like if you want to write the one single import statement, it will not work here. But as I told you earlier, we'll be talking about the import export things also, right? Now we just talked about how to export a component. Now if you're importing a component, so I just wrote it like this way, right? Now if you're writing in this way, so this is component 1, 2, and 3. Why we have written? So if you're passing something in this way, we have to pass in this way only. Okay. If you are passing in like separate view, if you go with this one like this way. So you can change the names also. Let's suppose it is component 2, let's suppose it is component 3, let's suppose it is component 4. Whatever name it is. Okay. Like but you have to use this particular name in this particular section. You can't change it, right? So let's suppose if you want to create some other function. So you have to do like comp1. So you don't have the comp1, right? But you have exported it here comp1. Now comp2 will be assigned to the comp1. Okay. What we during component import, we can rename files, rename component name. And I'll suggest you whatever I'm doing here, you must do along with the like along another files. Do please open your VS Code and do there also. Okay, that will be much beneficial for you. Okay, and it will be better if I'll go with the VS Code. Okay, so we just got to know about the export, and what are the rules for these things. Okay. Okay, so we have app.js here, right? What I'm doing is I just create one. Okay. So we have one function, right? Const function. So I'm using the lambda. We'll remove this one of no use. So that's how our function is ready. Now what we'll do, you can, so here you have seen it is written div. It's not necessary. You can use any kind of if you notice there, it should be inside one particular tag. That's it. Either it is empty, either it is filled. Okay. Now, if you notice here, it is an arrow function. So whatever I'll okay. We're creating our function first. So let's create one function. Okay. A normal function we're creating, and it's a application. We run this. After we'll be writing the return type, right? Now what we are doing, let's suppose we take this. Now inside a function, we'll be writing something. Let's suppose I'm writing h1 tag I'm using. Well, h1. Okay. It didn't closed. Okay. Okay. So it's loading maybe because I was my lappy is not shut down since last 3 to 4 days. Let's suppose it is right. Uh, we use export and import and all. Okay. Yeah, we'll tell you. Voice is not clear. Okay. Uh, anyone else is getting the issue with the voice? Do please ping because I think my internet is and everything is working fine. If more people will be getting issue, then definitely I'll be getting issue, right? When we use this export and import of all components at a time. Okay, I'll show you. Just give me 1 second. I'll show you. So if you notice here, here's my project, right? I'll show you this. Okay, so this is index.js, and now if you see here, I'll show you each and everything. Don't be worried. Don't worry about anything. Okay, I'll show you see here. Okay, now if you notice, we have how many pages here, sir? How many components? About section, use section, company section, course, features, footer, free, header, and nearly 10 to 15, nearly 10 sections. Voice is not clear. Okay, let me check back again. It's still not clear or not? Do let me know. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, you can see here. So we have nearly 10 components here, right? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you. So if you notice here, we have 10 components here. Now, if you write, like as a sir told, like we can go and we'll write JS, right? If you notice how many things we have imported here, how many things we have written here. We're not writing anything, right? Just close me a second. Out. So this is a Java HYD team. Okay, it's running on my localhost PC 3000 Java HYD team. Okay, now this will be a separate section, right? I'll show you in inspection. See, so we have a lot of sections, right? Now there is a class here, inside container class, so, and then again about image and a lot of things here, right? Now we can't see the code. See this. This is the exact right? Script is giving validations, but we can keep app component. Yeah, we can keep app component. That's okay. See, if you're working in the real-time project, you'll be using with the app only. I'll just show you how where I used, where I have taken all these components. Now the separate folder inside the separate we are having home dot. Inside is home dot. What I'm doing, sir, I'm importing each and every section. Let's suppose I want this header section again. So what I'll do, I'll just copy it, I'll paste it. That's it. Now if I load it, because I'm running with the multiple servers, it may take some time. My laptop, once it will reload, let it up reload. So the number of times using things, the number of times it will let it take the time. Yeah. So you can see we created two header sections, right? We have used website. You can see this particular section is reloaded two times. It's showing it's rendering two times. So that's how we are saying a component we can use multiple times. Okay, that's how a component functions. Okay. Okay. We'll find consistent. We don't auto render every time. Now we have different. We'll go with this thing. I'll show you. If whoever is using React.js, go to extensions and download this React Developer Tools. Now React Developer Tools has access to open this one. Yeah. Okay. If you notice, let's suppose I'm searching for the mobile phone. My internet little bit. Okay. If I go with the electronic, so we'll go with the mobile phones. Shall we with the mobile phones? Now, if you notice what's happening here, sir? the same, right? One inside. Okay, that's our component you are using. Let's suppose you created 10 components. That 10 component size will same. You don't need to change the size. Is 10 different components will be creating, and if you are creating, let's suppose a component, I'll show you once another example that will be much better. You like okay, once again, this one also you can get. If you notice here, we are having size, right? Now this size you can see here. Okay, now if you see size of each and every box, it is same or not, sir? Right? It's same. So as it is same, times you will close and open, you will and open the number of times it reflect. But uh, specific component. So let's suppose I'm having okay. Now inside here, okay, so we'll provide in JSON format. Yeah. Okay. Now here I'm using. So let's take it as name equal to error. Why it's showing you error, sir? Because whatever you're passing inside these things, you have to pass it to the object. Right? Go back. Okay, this is Anandi, right? Okay, so we have Java HYD team. Let's run this project for impact. So let's make it CD space ANDI. It's a question you have. Once it will start, we'll start it. So, okay, and we'll show you in real time how these things actually function. So let it start once. Okay, we'll go with the Y. Okay, just started. Just 1 second. Yeah, started. Why is taking anything? Okay, nearly 4 to 5 projects running in backend. Well, what else? do, I'll close all the project once again. I'll close the project. Now it will work fine. Running much at a time, it will start doing issues because it's not a different server, right? We'll be using mostly like okay. So now we'll and we have this here. Now you know we have H1 tag here, right? Now what I'm doing, we'll create one another file. Okay, this is another file we'll create. And the file name is app. Okay, my caps is on. Sorry, app1.jsx. Okay, now this is my file that is app1.jsx. Now here, okay, so I'll just write app C and my function ready. Taking time. It is not on Bab. 1 second. So every time it's changing, that's the reason it is giving you as okay. No issues. Will write the components. I one arrow function. Right. We'll be writing what is now. Yeah, we are lighting will happy because of multiple servers at working at a time. Okay, we'll be passing the arrow function. Okay, now inside arrow function you can pass the variables also if you want. Okay, means you can pass. I'm passing anything for now. Okay, and this is the arrow function. Okay, now inside arrow function will be writing the return type. So we are running user. We'll be passing inside a parenthesis. Inside parenthesis user, we'll be passing the gsx value. Now, what I'm doing, I'm trying to do is, so we'll do import, and what we're importing, we're importing make it Java, Java app, right? Let's check out if this is working or not. Java from this. See, it's working, right? We can change the names also. Okay, during importing we can change the names also. Okay, well written here. We just created the app. We have the function called app, but in app one, what we did, changing we're changing the names. We're changing into an a Java JSX element. A Java declared, but it's not never read. Okay, so we'll read it also. No issues. Just give me 1 minute. So the first thing that where is my yeah here created some three components we created, right? And for three components we are passing it in different way. So we'll not use we'll be writing the what we'll do, right? So it will not give you error during compilation. Okay, it gave. So what it is asking, sir, it is asking line number 18 expected token. Now if you notice here, what do we ask, sir? We have to pass in the form of curly braces, right? So we'll pass the curly braces, and inside that we'll write app. Okay, now you can see it's showing compilation error index.js imported as app. Now if you notice here, what we have to do, it is giving us error. Yeah, this is app only, right? Export default imported as app was not found. We'll check once. Okay, so why it was giving error? Because here what we are doing, just 1 second. So looking as an application, right? And here we are passing it because we are putting till now we are doing okay, it's not wrong. Okay, whatever you exporting in this way, you have to okay. Now what we'll do, we'll do the next thing. Next thing is we'll be passing this data in the form. Now we app will write the code. Just 1 second. So let's take it as okay. Can you please how to how do we have the data called a Java? Can anyone here? We'll go through one by one project. Yeah, we'll go through one by one project. That's why, like, big see, till now we covered the basics, right? Now we'll be going with the props. So props you should know. You should know how to transfer the data. Okay, I'll tell you one more thing. How props functions. Okay, just 1 second. Props, yeah, yes. This one. Where is the pictures? No, we don't have pictures. Just 1 second. Props. So this is props image. Now we have one component, this one parent component we have, and for one parent component we have some more components. Now how will talk, how this particular component will talk with another component, sir? Right? We have to check, right, how this component will function. Okay. Now if you are connecting multiple components at a time, so if you are doing it like normal, so this component wants to talk to parent, how it will do? It will go with the component C, component B, then component 1, right? This is the this is the way. Now what it will do, sir, with the help of redux and what with the help of what it redux will do, sir, redux will store the state, right? We'll be using it as for the state management. Now what does state means? State means the data that is available in your project. Okay, whatever data. So if you notice here, okay, in the form of JSON files I have some data. Okay, and so what it will do, sir, we have some components, one component, two component, three component, four, five, six. So we have total six components. And if you want to talk, if this component wants to talk with this component, or if this component want to send some data to this component, how it will send? In the form of props. But even though it is passing with the form of props, what we will do, sir, we have to use each and every section. Like we have to take this data from here, we have to pass it here, we have to pass it here, right? We can't pass it directly. Okay, so that's, this is called prop drilling. Okay, so what it does, we are losing some data. We are like, we don't want to transfer the, we don't want to show that data to every each and every component. But still, in this particular passing the props way, we have to do this. That's the only reason. If you notice here, if you are creating n number of props, we have to pass the data to n number of props. We have to pass the data to each and every subchild, each and every, like let's suppose a subchild wants to pass the data to parent. Okay, so what do you have to, whatever component you have, each and every component should pass the data to it, to previous one, the upper side, right? But if you know one thing about React.js, React.js is a unidirectional application. It's a unidirectional. Okay, I'll take my pen here. I should be better here. Okay, so what does React.js do, sir? React.js is a unidirectional application. So it will flow in one side. It will not flow both the sides. Means it will not do all the time, all the things at a time. Okay, it's a unidirectional application. Unidirectional application, you got nine. Okay, so what it will do? Either it will flow in this particular way, either it will flow in this particular way, either this will flow in this particular way. But it can't flow in each and every direction. Means it can't directly talk with this, it can't directly talk with this, can't directly with this and all these things. It can't. So to overcome this thing, we have redux. Okay, redux will be covering in the next session. For now, just go with the basics. So for now, we are going with the props. Now with props, what is happening, sir? We are getting an issue with the prop drilling. We are getting an issue that is called prop drilling. Now how to do this, you like how to transfer the data using props. Okay, so we'll go with that one first, and after getting with that one, we'll go with the next thing. Okay, now what will be the next thing? Okay, so here we'll doing with the, okay, now what we imported it here, right? Now we have the functions also. Now what we'll do, we'll write, let's suppose we are writing something called let's check it class name, but we don't need it, right? So what we'll do, we'll take it here, and what's the name? Java. Okay, and we'll close it. We have this, Control C, Control V. Let it reload. Okay. Now what we did, we like we have written it is not working. How? Let's suppose, let's take a name that is okay. Inside function, we will take one name that is let name equal Java HY. Okay, what we are doing, we are taking a name that is called the team. Now inside we'll pass one thing that is h1, and then we'll be passing. So how data inside h1 sir, right? So I think my issue with the lappy only because it's, you can see it's taking some time with the loading. Okay. How should reload it? Why it's not reloaded yet? What I'm missing? Let me check again. What I missed. We have this particular project, right? It's a wide team. It's running fine, right? Issue we are facing. Oh, one thing. One happy side only. It should work. If you do try, say, like as I told you, same thing with the with your lab. Why it is giving error? Yeah. What I was doing, yeah. Who is that? I have to do it. What identifies your? One second, let me check. It's giving some error. Okay, leave it. It will work. I will go to the project not shut down since last 3 to 4 days or more than that also. That's the reason it's showing like it's getting slow, more slow. Okay, so we'll not go with this one. We'll go with this one. Okay. So here, what we have to do, we have an app and app.js. You'll see each and every extra stuff, and we'll directly this one. Okay. So we have app.js, we have header.js, and we have movies.js. In the props here, and in app.js. Okay. Now what I did with dot movie.json. Okay. Here I did I take some. Now it is taking the data from app.js. Import movies from components. Now what happens? You are writing in this way, right? Now if you want to go back, go back means if you want to change the multiple folder structures here, right? So if you want to travel from src to public, you have to use two dots. Okay. Let's suppose if you are using now, it will give you error. Okay. One second, I'll open this. I'll close this terminal and I'll open new. cd space learner one. What happened? Learner one is spelling mistake. No, again spelling mistake. Not e learner one. Yeah, and, and so I did a lot of changes with my projects. I did a lot of things, and I think that's the reason my lap is getting slow in the last 4 days. Right. So you can see it's running a mother component. We have the header section, right? Header section. We have the movies section, and okay. So we have three sections here. So first one, import component, import movies from components. Components is a separate file. So you change those movies. Okay. Now movies. What we'll do is just app.js class name. That's the selector and all this. So if you notice, once it will show you map. We have the movie section, right? But what I'm doing, I'm just taking. Now if I'll change the let's suppose I'm taking it as a movie. Yeah, what I have to do, I have to do it as a movie. Yeah. Okay. And now it's fine. That's okay. Elements and the index. Okay. Now what? Because if you notice here, what I did one array is there, one array is there, and inside array we have some objects. So what we are doing the objects. Okay, inside the array means we can say it as a array of objects. Okay. Now if you are passing an array, we'll be having elements and we'll be having element index. Right. This is the element. This is the index. Position it is called index. Right. If you notice here, this is a responsive website. Okay. This is a responsive web page. Now, what do you mean by responsive? So, responsive means it will change the size. Okay, it will change the size of font. It will change the size of pictures. It will change the like. It will depend upon what you are passing. Small, small. Our screen size is small, but what it is doing, sir? The length, right? So it is fit with the width. Now, if you small make it, it is 4 only. But what it does, sir? It changes the size. Like whatever pictures it was showing, it changes the size of that picture, and you can see it is. So that's what it is. Responsive web page. Now in return, we are getting like so. This is element. Now elements we are passing as a form of whatever display from here. Okay. Now and what I am doing, see this movies review, and movies review we are in H1 header. Header is the default package. You can see here what I did. I'm just we are just closing it, encapsulating it, and if I'll remove this one, it will remove this movie review. See here, it's removed, right? But if the same thing I was doing there also, but may not, that's the code only. You can right now inside movie section. What I'm doing, I'm passing in the form of props. Now what I'm taking, sir, image source equal to so what, see, let's suppose I'm passing it as a form of prop. You can change it to the name, you can change it to title, you can change it to year. But whatever you'll pass, you have to pass in the form of comma, 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 and comma. Okay. But inside this, you can pass only two arguments. Then you can't do, right? Either you can pass the name, either, or let's suppose you're passing the name and the age. Okay. How will pass the name and the age? So you can pass in the form of name, comma, age. Okay. As my lap is not working, I'll show you, I'll send the code. Okay, once I'll like shut down my lappy and we'll do all the process. So I have to make it little bit faster because it got very slow. Okay, so that's why I'm not changing anything, I'm not doing anything. Passing, we are using to pass the data from component. So in this, what we are doing, we have the data in movies.json section, right? From movies.json, we are passing it to movies.jsx section. Movies.jsx, we are passing it to app. In three sections, there might possibility of data loss if you are passing in the, if you have data in the high speed from one component to another and another to next component. How do see, you can't generate the IMDb because it's a okay, it's not the correct date, and I have the I have taken this from some site. Just I was searching, I will get data. Okay, okay. So what, see, the size has changed, right? Each and every section the size is changed. If you are making it small, it will change again. So that's what makes it. That's what it is called responsive website, right? Responsive web page. Now what is happening here? We have that, okay, title like this. Okay. Now how this is reflecting in this way, like Batman, year, image, or IMDb ID. Okay. So you can go here, movies. Inside movies, you can see this is what we are passing it as a form of HTML section, right? We are just typing the paragraph. These are all paragraph things, but it is taking the props.imdb. Now, how it will check, sir? It is props. Particular available or not. This particular title is available or not. If I'll make it like a small t, it will not work. Where it is? Yeah, here. If I make it a small t, and that's the only thing I'm not changing. I'm not being. You can see just to check. So it is taking directly data from the JSON section. Okay. How it is taking data from JSON, sir? We have we have imported movia from movie.json. Okay, and we are passing to the in the form of this props title. We are passing in the, so what is the flow of this particular thing, sir? The flow is, we are taking data. Okay, we are taking data from movies.json. We are passing it to movies.jsx. Now from movies.jsx, we are passing the data to app.jsx. So we have we are our data is staying in three different components, three different files we are traveling, right? Now in three our data is traveling. If we are passing in bulk, let's suppose if you go with the Spotify, recently I used to watch one, like what is the playlist, right? Now if you notice here, if you have gone through the complete book, so you have noticed they are talking about the data loss during streaming. So whenever you are pass out a data loss. Okay, so that's what till now in props. Okay, now to import or to export, what are the rules of import and export? Okay, and how we can. Okay, so whatever we have written here, how to create a function. Now, I told you one more thing, right? That is rapsi. So rapsi, you might have noticed like it sometimes it's coming, sometimes it's not coming. Why in your lappy? You have to change it from Babel to JavaScript first. Okay, this is JavaScript React. Another thing you have to do, you have to go to the extension and you can search for ES7. You can see how much time it's taking time, but it should not take time. Okay, so this is ES7 React Redux and Graph. Okay, this is what I'm using for now. This extension. Okay, and lot of things inside this extension we can do. Okay, that thing React. Okay, if you are doing this, it will help you create like doing the React code easily. And I'll check back again if it is working there in Anandi because the code was correct. I don't know why it was taking time. So we have app1.js. Still, it's not updated yet. JSX it's already has a closing tag, right? But it's not taking it. Chalo, we'll do no issues. We'll do later on. We'll do this one later, okay? And see, every closed here. So whatever tag we are using, each and every tag, so the code is correct. Okay, so we don't have to. Okay, now next what we'll do, we'll tell you how to do things inside different components. Now, if you notice my previous project, what you did, what I have done here, this one. I'll close Anandi because it's not working. Getting some issues. Okay, some errors we are getting. Now, if you see, we created some components. Now, inside components, okay, we'll tell you one more thing. One more thing is that. So, I'll go. Okay, so we have app.css file, right? Now we have app.css file. What's the meaning of that? So whatever CSS file we are doing, we have to do that separately, right? One separate CSS file is there. Now we can do multiple CSS. We can do styling in multiple things. So let's suppose whatever file we have created, we can use it with the file name. So let's take it as a file name. Okay. So we created the about. Now if you're creating about.css, another, another thing we is style there, and we can do the inline CSS there. Now, what is the benefit of doing all these three things? So first thing, what will happen? This is a common CSS for each and every section. Okay, this is the CSS section where you have created for particular component. Okay, now this particular CSS will override this CSS every time. Okay, now if you are using style inline, now it will override each and every section automatically. Okay, things got ruined. I have a lot of things to tell you guys. Okay, we like I was planned to explain you the virtual arm also, but this one again. So we'll go with the this one. Okay. Now if you see here, what we are doing, we have React strap, we have count up, we have a React player, and all these things we have there, right? What's the use of all these stuffs, right? So this one is not necessary. The first line, import React from React, that's not necessary to write everything. Okay, whatever you are importing from the word, that's the only thing that is important. Now if you notice here, we opened the project, we opened the file here somewhere, right? Where the file is, and just 1 second. Okay, yeah, 1 second. Learn React app development, and okay, not the file is. Let it run. Things we have. Okay, so we have one file that is index.html. I think you guys have this file. Now, okay, and you can see like lot of things here in the. So we are using the testing, black box, DB, assistance, and all these things. Okay, so you can you are having this, and if you notice my this project, yeah, this one, I have changed the things. So there are difference. What is the work of changing and all these things? Ah, I just made. Okay, 1 second. Let me open this file. So if you notice here, this file, so we have some, and in this normal file, what we are doing, the speed of my lappy. And here we have, so here we have report web vitals. That's of no use. We don't need for now. And if you are creating any React project, you don't need this. You need this, but not now. Okay. And we have check mode. That's is also how you can change. You can go with the index.html, and so whatever you can see here, it is just ID name. That's it. It's not. It's nothing else. It's nothing different. Okay. So you can change it from here to write the 1 second. Okay. Suppose you want to write some title. You can see here title is here. If you want to add some JavaScript, if you want to add some CSS section from Bootstrap, you can directly put here. Inside the body, you can keep the JavaScript link. Okay. So I was in plan to cover the base. So in between, like I took the 15 minutes because I'll close the session. Okay. I'll shut down my lappy. I'll restart everything. Okay. Just be there. Next 15 minutes. After next 15 minutes, we'll be discussing lot of server issues and all the things. Okay. But we'll do everything. We covered lot of things, and like we covered all of, because you have noticed like the code is not working like every time coding and all these things. Okay, so this is when you have seen this in a small section, it is coming like this, right? And if it's the no section, so there's a picture that I have removed that will directly connect with the you. Okay, we can change it also. I'll show you how to change it also. Even my internet I it looks dull today. But definitely it's going to be. So you'll enjoy the code. You'll enjoy React, yes, surely. Even I'll give you what no one is giving, class or now, anywhere. Okay. So if you notice here, we have this site, right? We'll make it small, like in a sec. We'll divide it into sections. And this is our team Java HOD. So what will I choose us? And here, okay, using this using the share option. But while you'll get like this like feature that share compile, it will run here. Yeah. So it just changed the video, right? For sections, but it should come. That's the only change in you or something. Once I'll compile back again. And as I told you, like yesterday I pinged one message like whenever writing code will not run, so give the time. Okay, keep the system calm. Once the system will calm, it will everything. It will refactor everything, and it will start back. After that, it will roll. So this is the same project that I was to complete the project. Okay, so for this 7 to 8 hours, I like after doing the project, it took me nearly section. It's not working. When I started working, means when I compiled the project, my section was not coming in this way, and the URLs were correct. Everything is correct. When I started back again, I like compiled the project, shut down my lab. Okay. Sometimes the issue will come with the React.js. Sometimes the issue will come, but definitely you'll get it. Okay. So while continuing how slow it's working today, we'll close the session for 10 minutes. For 15 minutes, we'll take the break. And after 15 minutes, I'll like shut means we'll start. Happy we will. Okay. Just be there in 15 minutes.